Okay, we should be good.
Call the order the public hearing and plan commission meeting at the fire station here on August 27th, 2025,
I got 6:32.
6:32. Do a roll call
President Gerke,
here.
Trustee Baum,
Here.
Inspector Alhaffen,
Here.
Commissioner Eberly,
Here.
Commissioner McCormick,
Here.
Commissioner Lesser,
Here.
Attorney Larson,
Here.
Planner Sumwalt,
Here.
Administrator Green,
Here.
and Clerk Capazzo. Engineer Lysis and Commissioner Howard are absent and excused.
Right, so item 2 is the public hearing. I think I alluded to this before. We've worked and developed a better format and script and outline so that everything will go smoother moving forward. With that being said, there's no one obviously here tonight, so I won't go through all that. Are we?
Lauren's having computer issues.
Yeah. There.
Perfect.
All right, so we'll start the public hearing. Lisa, do you want to read the public hearing?
Sure.
And then Oren will start with his comments and then we'll, if you can say anything that if you would like to after that.
So notice is hereby given that a public hearing will be held by the Lisbon Plan Commission on Wednesday, August 27th, 2025, during the regular Plan Commission meeting, which starts at 6:30 p.m. at the Richard Young Fire Station, North 54, West 26455 Lisbon Road, to solicit public comments on the request by owner Elizabeth Sontag, Shed Shop Dog Grooming, for a conditional use permit to allow a limited family business / service-oriented business in the R1 zoning district on the property located at West 274, North 8598 Lake 5 Road, tax key LSBT 0169997.
Want to start, Oren?
Yeah, so again, this is a conditional use permit request for a limited service business for dog grooming. The proposed use would take place in the petitioner's detached garage at the single-family residence on Lake 5. The property is approximately 5 acres. The business would be a single owner employed part-time operation. They're not proposing any structural or exterior changes to the garage. There's parking for pickup and drop off. That would be off street in the driveway. As far as this type of use approval, the last time the village reviewed something like this, one of these back in 2022, I think. And it was also a dog grooming business. That in that case, that was in a subdivision. This is obviously a much larger lot. The petitioner has provided responses to all of the specific conditional use considerations for this type of business, for service-oriented business, and also the general conditional use standards. The overall hours of operation are in the separate both staff review for the site plan and plan of operation for the use, which we can probably talk about now. So the petitioner is proposing business hours 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Sunday. This would be by appointment only, which would help with traffic to keep that down. And also as far as the number of animals being on site at one time, help minimize that as well. The petitioner has acknowledged that there could be some minimal amount of noise based on this being a business that does involve dogs, but that would be minimal. And again, it will be happening in the interior of a building, which will help in that instance as well. As far as conditions of approval, if you look at the both staff review for the CUP, we've got basically our standard conditions of approval. I will point out that with this type of use, the plan commission does need to make a finding that a dog grooming business use is considered a service-oriented business per the code. So that's one of the conditions. And we're limiting this to the petitioner's parcel and that specific tax key number. As far as these uses go, one of the conditional use standards is that this is non-transferable. So essentially, and the petitioner has acknowledged this, so we're issuing this specifically to her for her business use. And the CUP shall automatically expire and terminate upon the sale of the property or its transfer to a non-occupant of the property. So again, that's one of the standard considerations for this type of conditional use. The petitioner is present if there's any specific questions for them.
All right, so we got a script or an order here. So at this point, if you have anything else you'd like to add, or are you did Orin do a great job of overviewing
Did
it?
a great job.
Okay, all right.
Just add that I'm a one-on-one dog groomer, so there's very small overlap where there would.
Can you just step up to the
yeah.
microphone for anyone on Zoom?
I'm a one-on-one dog groomer, so there's very rarely is there overlap of dogs where there's multiple animals at the same time. So that would minimize barking or really any noise from any neighbors that could potentially hear.
Two dogs aren't interacting with each other.
No.
Is your point there?
Yeah,
Sure.
yep.
Okay. All right, does anyone on the commission have any clarifying questions for the village staff or the applicant? Joe?
Just for Madam Clerk, I assume that the normal notifications of neighbors were sent out.
Yes, let's see.
What should I answer?
The legal notice was published in the Waukesha Freeman on August 13th and August 20th. And public hearing notices went out sometime between the 13th and 20th, but I don't recall exactly which date.
Anyone else have any other questions for staff or applicant?
I have a question for the applicant. So this is in your detached garage, correct?
Correct.
Do you have, it says a shampoo and conditioner will be in the drain that goes into
Yes.
septic? Do you have a bathroom in there already and water
No,
out there already?
no.
Okay,
So we've consulted with a plumber to do the run water to the garage and back to our septic.
sure you talk to your friendly building inspector before you finish that project.
Okay.
Which will be someone you're familiar with.
Okay, perfect.
All right, anyone else?
So do you currently groom dogs in your garage?
No, I have a location in Milwaukee that I groom out of. And I have a part-time employee that I'd be bringing on full-time there. And then I'd be operating out of the location at my house.
So your business hours say 7 to 6, but your operating hours say 24/7, 365. So what does that mean?
Well, I wouldn't groom dogs at 10 o'clock at night, but I live on the premise. So I think I was under the impression that I had to,
Yep, that is correct. So operating hours is when she is allowed to be on the premise because she lives there and she would use the garage for things other than the business as well. She's allowed to be in there 24/7.
Is the garage heated?
yes.
How is
Uh,
it heated?
There's a heating unit in there. Separate from the HVAC from my
So it's
house.
exhausted to the outside.
Yes,
Are there requirements for a facility like this as far as a commercial building that they have to meet certain requirements from a building inspection perspective? If they're going to be having people and dogs inside the building?
I'm assuming there's an overhead door. I mean,
Yes.
It's gotta be ADA compliant, which the overhead door would, in my opinion, would constitute that. Other than that, not really. I mean, there's certain, is it a heater that hangs from the ceiling?
yes,
Yeah, then you're fine. You just have to be 18 inches off the floor with a flamed unit. So if you're hanging from the ceiling, you're fine,
okay.
but
And we'd get an AC unit in there to make sure the dogs are comfortable and I'm also comfortable, so
Do you know if your septic, I assume you have a mound or a septic system, do you
Yeah.
know if it's sized properly to handle the additional water that you're gonna be putting down it?
Yes, as far as the plumber that we had come out, he said it will be no problem to run that extra amount of water to our current septic. We specifically asked him that question.
So your lot is 5 acres, but a majority of it's all wooded. There's only a small portion where your house is and the garage is that's unwooded.
It's about 2 acres of unwooded and 3 acres in the back that are wooded.
So the area where you were gonna have these parking stalls and turnaround, they're currently not there.
Yes, they are.
Well, there isn't. There's a big pile of gravel there and there's a big, huge tree where the turnaround's gonna be. So I question how you're gonna have cars parked and turn around in that area that's currently not
So
a parking
the,
area.
where the, like if this is the garage, the
Mhm.
gravel driveway goes all the way, extends out here.
To the road.
No, no, the road is, Lake 5 is here.
Yeah.
Driveway's
All
here.
right, so you've got.
Yeah,
that-
okay.
We're gonna get a laser pointer. aren't we?
So, do you see where the red truck is? They can actually park north-south that way. And that pine tree underneath there is all gravel. It's cut, so you can actually park underneath that pine tree. And the big pile of gravel that's there is, once I got approval for this, we're going to extend that gravel to the other side of the pine tree underneath. So there's about 5 parking spots where that red truck is, north-south, and then we would leave that gravel pad on the other side of the pine tree so people could turn around if need be. But there's really plenty of room to park back out either way without the turnaround spot.
I mean, you're only talking 1 or 2 cars at
Yeah,
a time anyway.
exactly.
Right.
So, do you see where that, next to the garage, where that tan, it was like a carport, yep. So that's actually like next to the garage, and that's all gravel to the side of that. Am I making sense?
I was there and I looked at it and I didn't see any place for any parking stalls or a place to turn around. All I saw is your garage. Your truck was parked in front of your garage and there was a pile of gravel that was to the right of your truck.
Okay, so the gravel won't be there anymore because the gravel is for the extension of the driveway there. And there's a raised garden bed that we're obviously not gonna have there.
So the big tree that's in to the south of your existing driveway, where it is right now, towards the road,
Mhm.
is that gonna stay?
Yes, there's parking, substantial parking underneath.
But
It
I
doesn't
thought
go
that's
all
where
the-
you were gonna put the turnaround.
So the turnaround's gonna go on one side of the pine tree and there's parking from the pine tree all the way to the garage. If you look in the packet, there's quite a.
I saw it, but it doesn't represent what's actually there as far as,
That's what's
foliage.
actually there. There's a movable raised garden bed and there's a pile of gravel, which is the intention to extend the parking and make the parking better.
Is there a concern that you have here that we're?
yeah, I
just
don't think, I don't see where the parking stalls are gonna be put and the turnaround because literally her lot is all wooded. And even south of the driveway is wooded and there's a big, huge tree between her garage and the road.
Well, the tree is kind of a moot point because there's parking underneath the tree. The tree doesn't go all the way down to the ground. There's parking, you can fit a big Dodge Ram underneath the tree. So the tree trunk is this big. It doesn't really interfere with parking. You're looking at the tree from the top thinking it takes up that much room, but it doesn't. And then there is 17 feet by 48 feet. There's a pile of gravel, which is going to be to even out the driveway, and a movable
Kurt, if it can't be shown on the screen to everyone, we can't look at it.
So, Orin, I mean, is there a concern that you, I mean, it's been raised here that you have, that there's going to be insufficient or unsafe parking or ability to turn around? I mean, again, they're saying 5 cars, but yet, I mean, they're not gonna have, the intention is not to have more than one customer there at one time. Do you have any concerns that have been raised here that we need to explore further?
Well, I would just say that the fact that the work hasn't been done yet is good, because we wouldn't want that to happen before the site plan and plan of operation approval by the plan commission. So as far as, you
With
know,
that being said, I mean, you have the ability to make, I mean, to change your parking, your driveway, as long as it doesn't cause a, you know, with certain distance from your house and everything else, right?
right. So I think what's being conveyed is that vehicles would be parked north-south, you know, facing the south lot line.
Yeah.
Once the additional gravel is installed. And I think what the petitioner is conveying is that you could fit 5 vehicles abreast, you know, factoring in that one would be probably on either side of the trunk of that evergreen, which is trimmed up, like you said.
Right.
Right.
We park east-west, but it's our house. We park there like that when we're living there. But when I'm having customers come in, we would park north-south to create the additional spacing for all those cars.
And that would give them the room to
Yeah,
turn back
mean,
out and head out.
not to
facing
mention
forward.
there's an additional grass space. Like, I'm not saying people need to park on the grass, but if your objection is there isn't room for parking, there's so much ample room for parking. There's ample room for parking.
All right,
I
so-
could put gravel all the way to the end up to the street. So,
I'm just looking for a plan to make sure there's adequate parking that's required to have this type of business in the home residence. And to make sure that work is done prior to the conditional use permit required. And Alyssa, if I need to share a photo, can I send it to you in the future so you can add it, or what
Would
would
have
you
to
like me to
send
do?
it before I leave the office.
I understand, but in the
Yeah.
future, because I took this on Monday, so I could have sent it to you on Monday.
Yep, because we have to make it available for all citizens to be able to see, and since we use Zoom, we need to be able to put it on the screen.
I understand. I just wanted to understand what the procedure was. Thank you.
Yep.
If I may, this might help to clarify. I would say that, most of it, like a, nail trim or just a clean would be maybe an hour, hour and a half. And you'd be staggering appointments throughout the day.
Mhm.
If it's a muddy day, things happen. And what I'm seeing here is during the 8-hour day, you might have 6 or 7 at most, but you're not gonna have, there might be at most 2 individuals, the incoming and outbound.
correct.
You're not gonna be staggering because you're not kenneling or boarding or anything such to that. You're bringing your dog in, waiting for that hour, hour and a half to go. And then exiting. So what we're seeing here probably and most realistically is that you have one inbound waiting and then the outbound. It's not gonna be staggering that you're gonna have 3, 4, 5 because there's no boarding associated, correct?
Correct, yep, and the way that I schedule my day, I don't like for there to be a lot of overlap. I want one dog in, one dog out. Like, there's no waiting for, and obviously people, that's a perfect world. It's not always like
Right.
that, but just
But-
what you said, there's
and
not a
I-
bunch of cars waiting.
And I get what you're saying, but when we're having, as the business as it grows and expands, at least for now, the room for 2 individuals or 2 vehicles is still well within the bounds, even though we do have to get the parking and doing that, you're still well within the framework.
Also based on just the plat survey, there's over 17 and a half feet on the other side of our garage. So did you pull into the driveway and drive all the way down the driveway to see?
No, I did not. I stayed on the road. and took a
Well,
picture
there's
from the road.
there's really not a lot of visibility from the road. I mean, I wish you would have driven down the driveway to see how much room there really is over there.
My point, and I'll leave it at that, is I just want to ensure that adequate parking is taken care of before the conditional use permit is provided. So whether it's leveling out the gravel in the area that she's intending to do, whatever that is, just make sure that there's adequate parking, and it is all gravel.
You're planning to, once, pending approval or whatnot, with the plan would be to start pretty much within a week, 2 weeks. So what is your plan to start operation, or what do you have? in mind, Dave?
The garage needs to be remodeled and I need to secure some funding for that. So this is step one, just getting approval and then getting some funding would be
Right.
the next step.
So just so everybody's here,
Yeah,
it's not saying, hey, we're starting tomorrow, we have to have parking. There's steps involved
correct.
for the project,
I'm
get
looking
you-
like next year.
So there's
March.
still lots, so gravel, so for, so alleviating the parking since we're not.
I mean, we have the
start-
gravel there.
Right, so it's not, we're starting tomorrow, so if it's raining and my, dog decides to go in a mud puddle in the Neshota, I say, hey, I can't come over there tomorrow.
No,
You can't do
unfortunately.
anything until the site plan is approved.
Precisely, but I'm just trying
So
to,
it's
a moot
ways off before she can even start to do anything, so she can't do it ahead of time.
right,
I have a question. The previous applicant that got approved was in a subdivision with a regular driveway. So if parking was an issue for that applicant, then why is it an issue for my application?
I'm not worried about parking really at all on here.
Okay.
1 or 2 cars it's like having a party or something.
There's so much room for parking,
I guess
but
what we're looking for is even though someone could park on the grass, we don't want parking on the grass.
Right.
So, and I would hope, and I hear you saying that you don't want that either, so.
right,
The total number of spaces is 5, and total number of employee spaces is 1. But you're the employee
Right.
here, so, and the 5 includes your personal vehicles outside as well?
yeah, yeah,
Okay, so you're really looking at 2 spaces that at most that would be for customers.
right,
You're not gonna have customers pile on top of each other anyway, because you probably need time to clean up and sweep the
Yeah.
floor or whatever you need to do.
I get them in and get them out.
Yeah.
They're not hanging around.
Yeah,
The
I'm
intention
not-
is for 1, but the most would be is 2 is what
Yeah,
we're hearing.
Correct, yep,
I'm not worried about your parking.
okay.
Anyone else on the planning commission have any questions for the applicant? All right, we'll open it up to the public. Lisa, is there anyone on Zoom who has any?
If
comment?
anyone on Zoom would like to speak during the public hearing, please use the raise hand function. This will be the only time to speak on this. No hands raised on Zoom.
All right, is there anything else that we have for the applicant? If not, I'm gonna close the public hearing. All right, thank you. You can stick around. We're gonna be right back to you in a second.
Okay, thank you.
But I closed the public hearing at 6:56. And we will move on to item number 3, which is citizen comments. And I'm assuming there's no one still at Zoom.
If anyone on Zoom would like to speak during citizen comment, again, please use the raise hand function. This is the final chance for citizens to speak during this meeting. Nope, no hands raised on Zoom.
All right, item 4 is approval of the meeting minutes from July 23rd, 2025. Is there a motion on this item?
I'll make a motion to approve the meeting minutes.
Rob, was that you?
I can second.
Sean, second?
Yes.
Thank you.
Joe, you raised your hand. You have a question or are you?
No.
No, okay. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. All right, motion carries 6-0. Item 5A under new business is discussion and necessary action on the request of Beth Sontag.
Yeah.
All right, of Shed Shop Dog Grooming for the following property located at W274 and 8598 Lake 5 Road, Lisbon tax key number 01 69.997. Conditional use permit to allow a limited family business and service-oriented business and a site plan of operation. After all that, Aaron, I think you gave your presentation. Anything else to add?
Just that the septic, the addition of something new onto the septic is gonna be under the purview of the county. Right? Their health department would look at that.
The county doesn't, get involved in that anymore.
Oh, okay.
Because from the house to the tank is the county, or I'm sorry, from the tank to the septic system is a county. So what happens is your plumber's probably gonna run a pipe from the shed and he's gonna run it in front of the first tank. And the county doesn't have anything to do with that. And they base septic systems on bedrooms, not on bathrooms. So the county probably won't get involved unless you have a pressurized system, but we can talk about that later. They might want a drawing, but your plumber would know that too, just to give you some insight on that.
Thank you for educating us. Glad I brought it up.
Or just a point of clarification, and I didn't see in your report, and I know we didn't talk about it at the staff meeting, but there is no expiration of this conditional use, correct? It's just,
Unless the
It-
property is sold or, so it does not transfer.
but we don't have like a 5-year time frame or anything like that.
Nope, there's no
Okay.
renewals baked in, no.
Just wanted to clarify. Thank you.
Yep.
All right, any discussion or a motion on this item?
If anyone would like to make a motion, there is a recommended motion in Orin's staff report.
Right.
I would make a motion to approve the conditional use service request for the service oriented business for dog grooming in the detached garage of the single family home of Elizabeth Sontag for the property located at W 274 and 8598 Lake 5 Road in Heartland, Wisconsin. LSBT 0169.997, subject to the following conditions of the planner and staff.
Is there a second to that motion?
I'll second it.
All right, and we're looking for separate motions on the conditional use permit and the.
Correct.
Okay,
Yep.
all right. All right, so we're just looking at the conditional use permits. Is there any additional discussion? All right, motions are made and seconded, hearing no additional discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Hi.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. All right, motion carries 6-0. Item 5A2 is the site plan of operation for the same property. Is there a motion on this item?
I'll make a motion to approve the site plan of operation for the same property,
Subject to planner comments?
subject to planner comments
Thank you.
and conditions.
I'll second that.
All right, motion's been made and seconded. Is there any additional discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. All right, motion carries. You're all set. You can stick around if you'd like. We're gonna be done in a minute. If you have any questions of anyone, you can ask that.
I means good, right?
Yes,
Yep.
yes, yes,
Thank you all so much.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
yes.
Have a
Have a
good
good
week.
night.
Beth, we'll get that document drawn up. We'll email it to you for review once that's done, and then we'll have you come in for signatures. So
Okay. Awesome.
watch for an email from me.
Thanks everyone for your time. I
Right,
appreciate it.
thank you. Have a good night.
Too.
So item 5B, the applicant has withdrawn this item.
Applicant has requested that it be tabled.
Yeah, well, okay. All right, we anticipate it'll be back on next month, maybe not. All right.
Potentially October or November.
We have
Is
to
it
table it.
withdrawn or is it tabled?
Tabled.
It's been requested to be
Okay, I
tabled.
just want to make
Yep.
sure we're clear.
So item 6 is planner report.
We have much to report this evening. Our next meeting in September will be a robust one. We have a major grading permit. We got rid of the CUP requirement in the code, but there are some other things that are requiring this one to come forward to the Plan Commission for a berm. We've got a certified survey map to combine some parcels. The high school has another site plan of operation amendment for a connection of parking lots in their area.
Would have gotten that done before the school year started?
Yep. We've got, they wish they would have had it a part of their last application too.
I mean, that was That, I mean.
Yep.
Yep, we've got an application from MJ Electric for a temporary site plan of operation for a laydown yard essentially for an ATC overhead power line project, which is kind of a regional project that's proposed in Land and Stone's quarry. It would be the large east quarry, if you will, the northeast corner of the two county trunk highways. We've got a secondary new conditional use permit and site plan of operation amendment for Beautiful Blooms and a potential zoning code correction associated with that. And then we've got a rezoning for Mr. Heinrichs for his project, which we just recently had a concept review for the storage, self-storage business that he is proposing on the land adjacent to Quick Trip on Q and 164. And in addition to all that, we may potentially have another conditional use related public hearing on the horizon as well. And then we'll see when Mr. Then's application comes back. So lots of stuff.
And just so everyone's aware, the zoning code edits that are going to be coming back, it's because we have found some typos or things that were inadvertently left out in the final version that was approved that were not intended to be done. So it's corrections, but they still have to be done with a joint public hearing and plan commission and village board approval. So that's what staff is working on. We should have a rough draft out within a week.
So we'll get out of here early tonight and we'll be having a long one next month.
Yep.
All right, is there a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion to adjourn.
Kurt, that was you?
Yes.
Kurt
Thank you.
made it. Is there a second?
Second.
Yeah. All those in favor say aye.
I.
Opposed, say nay.
I got
Motion-
7:05.
All right.